Welcome, friends, and it's a wonderful good evening, and it's a wonderful session. We have a great panelist with us. We have a CA Mahaveer Singhvi from Indian Foreign Service Officer, Joint Secretary, and serving the profession as well from last so many years. We have a CA Atul Gupta sir, immediate past president sir. We have a Nirlep Bhatt sir from Doha chapter at present serving as the chairman. We welcome all the our panelist guests. We have Anirudh Tiwari ji, Vinit Rathi ji, Dheeraj Bhai from Gurugram. We have Alok Sethi ji from Ajmer. We have so many panelists with us. We welcome all of you and thank you so much for part of this webinar. And apologies for this immediate change at last moment change, but still we have managed to do within a 10 minutes, and we are live now on many platforms including YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. So we welcome you once again all, and now would like to request our friend Vivek Bhai, Vivek Shah to introduce our today's chief guest Mahaveer Singhvi ji and invite Mahaveer Bhai. So over to you, Vivek Bhai.
Thank you very much. A warm welcome to all the participants and all the panelists over here. I have got this wonderful opportunity to introduce the Joint Secretary and Joint Secretary who's serving in the Indian Foreign Services, a person who's into counter-terrorism, who represents India at multiple forums such as the UN, the FATF. So whenever next time you read something about some developments happening at the FATF regarding any of our neighbors, the credit must go to CM Mahaveer Singhvi ji. And he's a diplomat par excellence. And welcome to this panel, sir. Thank you very much for giving your precious time to us over here. Thank you.
Thank you, Vivek Bhai. Just want to mention about Mahaveer sir. Mahaveer sir is so active in our profession as well. Great service to nation, great service to profession as well. And as a part of public service committee of institute, sir is connected with institute from last so many years as well. And in the last year with the Atul Gupta sir has helped open ICAI chapter and representative offices in so many countries and so many cities as well at foreign. So with this, we would like to request now Mahaveer sir to for a keynote address, sir. So over to you, Mahaveer sir.
Thank you, Virag. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So thank you for inviting me on your forum Connect Easy. Let me at the outset clarify that I am here on my personal capacity and not as a representative of Government of India. So whatever I say, they are my personal views, not representing the views of Government of India or Ministry of External Affairs. Having said that, you have set today's topic as opportunities for the members of the Institute abroad, particularly in industry and practice. So I think we have none other than the past president of the Institute with us, CA Atul Gupta ji. He will throw, more light on this subject in greater details. And also we have Mr. Nirlep Bhatt with us, who is based in Doha, Qatar. And I think he would be able to give you a much, the correct view and the broader view of what are the opportunities existing outside the country. What I think is that the qualification, the CA qualification particularly, is a qualification which has equipped all of us in a way where we can perhaps perform anywhere in any part of the world. You have perhaps one of the best qualifications available in this field with you, and that equips you to serve anywhere in the world with kind of professional competence which is perhaps needed in this era of transformational changes across the world and era of globalization. You are, I think, by the sheer exposure to various fields during your rigorous training, the training part, which is very, very essential for a chartered accountants, the 3 years training which you undergo, as articleship with a chartered accountant firm, I think equips you to deliver anywhere in any circumstances. And that is, I think, is the unique selling proposition, I would say, USP of the Indian chartered accountants all over the world, that they are very hardworking, they are professionally highly qualified, they are very diligent, and they are above all very intelligent also. So I think these various qualities are combined in an Indian chartered accountant, and I'm sure that with this you can perform anywhere in the world. Uh, Institute, as I think Atulji would give a greater idea about that, has opened up several chapters abroad in last 1 year under the leadership of Atul Gupta, our president, and the vice president, who is now the president of the institute. They both worked together to expand the institute frontiers all over the world. And now, I think just a few days back, there was, I think, 41st chapter of the Institute of the Chartered Accountants of India opened up in Dallas. And I think that's, again, a very, very significant achievement in the sense that, and there are also a number of representative offices. The Institute has set itself a target of 100 chapters and representative offices across the world by 2024, and I'm sure that Institute would be able to achieve that. And I think that gives a kind of, I would say, canvas to you that you have somebody working somewhere. There are a lot of chartered accountants working in a lot of countries across the world, and you have opportunities existing everywhere in terms of your qualification to get a preferred job, whatever you want, or if you want to practice. Of course, there may be limitations in that respect because of the reciprocity of qualification and all that. But I understand that the Institute has taken the lead to enter into as much MRAs as possible. And I don't know, it must be around 10 or so, as Mr. Gupta would give a better idea about that. But if, and they provide you an opportunity, to practice also. If you have the qualification, you can appear in the, their examination, which might be one or two paper apart from what you have passed out here, and then you are able to practice. Maybe past president would be able to give a better idea about that. But that gives you an opportunity also in the professional and in the practical field where you want to practice, and you are allowed to practice. Particularly, I'm sure that many of the MRAs are in the Middle East, in the Gulf country, where UAE is one example where we have the largest number of chartered accountants, and there are opportunities existing in every field now, there be it consultancy, be it petroleum sector or oil sector or oil and gas sector, and also in the practice. I think banking sector, another example where a lot of chartered accountants are working in the UAE and the neighboring countries like Oman, Qatar, Bahrain, and they are highly respected there for their professional competence. And I would say that perhaps many of the industries, crucial and key industries, are run by chartered accountants, and the contribution of chartered accountants in their economy is tremendous, and they very well recognize it. And I think there you have a lot of opportunities for yourself. There are about more than I correctly know, or I maybe President would be able to give a better idea about this. There are about 40,000 members abroad, and that is something I think is quite phenomenal in the sense that this is perhaps the largest accounting body in the world where you have so many professionals, the members working outside the country, and that gives you an opportunity to network with them. And with so many chapters and representative office coming up, I think you have an opportunity to link yourself with them and try and get whatever opportunities are available on those. You can get information from them. And that was the whole purpose, that how the networking of the members who are situated outside and those who are working here, how they can be networked together, and their joint strengths can be multiplied and can be synergized to achieve our institute's goal as well as the national goal. I think you have a lot to contribute in making India as a $5 trillion economy in the times to come. And I'm sure with your professional competence, you would be able to do that, be it in terms of bringing the foreign investment in India. I think nobody can advise better than a chartered accountant on those aspects, be it entering into mergers and acquisitions, or simple consultancy in terms of taxation or other legal issues. I think a chartered accountant is well equipped to handle all those things, and certainly I think with your skills, you would be able to, of course, make yourself, competent enough to serve anywhere in the world, and you will be able to get whatever opportunities are available in countries. USA has, I think, more than about 4,000 members. There are 7 chapters now of the institute. Australia has a number of chartered accountants. I mean, you name any country and you will find chartered accountants there. In Southeast Asia, there are a number of chartered accountants. They are working in diverse fields. So with your competence, I think you have enormous opportunities available everywhere in the world. And I'm sure you would be able to, of course, utilize those opportunities. The only thing which I would like to say a few things. If you want to work abroad, you need to have certain things. First is you should be open to travel abroad. You should be open to other cultures. And that is something which is very, very essential. It broadens your idea, your horizons. And I will equip you, and it equips you with better, knowledge about various systems and various laws applicable in different countries. And ultimately, that makes you a better professional. The other thing which is very important, I think, is to learn some foreign language. Suppose if you want to work in, say, France, I think if you know French, it becomes, a very easy job for you to, work in that country and to make most out of your professional competence. So I think it is very, very important if you can learn some foreign qualification, foreign language. That would, and I understand that institute has tied up with some organizations where they are imparting knowledge of foreign language to the chartered accountants. I think with minimal cost, and there is, I think, no harm in taking that. That would certainly help you, particularly given that now the whole world is so interconnected that you cannot work in isolation anywhere. So I think it's very important to learn a foreign language also, and that would give you, I think, better opportunities as compared to others. So these are the things I wanted to say. There are a number of speakers today, and I'm sure they would throw more light on this. But thank you once again, Virag, for inviting me. It was a great pleasure interacting with you and with all the panelists, and participating in this very, very important session which you have organized. I think it would help the members of the Institute in a great way in making them aware of the opportunities which are available across the world and how to make best out of that. So thank you once again. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful keynote address. And you are always eager to help the professional and the profession as a whole as well. And you are doing a great service for the India as a whole. So thank you so much for accepting our invitation and sparing your time in this. And we look forward, sir, for more such session with you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now would like to invite CA Rinkesh Shah to introduce our today's guest of honor, our own immediate past president, Atul Gupta, sir. Over to you, Rinkesh.
Thanks a lot, Virag Bhai, and I highly appreciate today's evening and gathering of around 217 people today, and to listen Atul sir. First of all, I personally feel that privileged to have to have Atul Gupta sir with us today. And I think everybody here knows him very well. There is no need of giving the introduction, but I would like to highlight few very, very important points. The president in the era where he put tremendous efforts for the students as well as members during the COVID time. So he had not the normal responsibility as a president, but how he handles the CA examinations during the COVID time, that we know very well, everybody knows. So I think first of all we should, in Zoom we have a hand raise option, so we must appreciate before giving the introduction. So I salute sir. I have seen in Ahmedabad itself, so tremendous efforts which given by you and for our future of the profession. Sir, to give the introduction, it is very difficult from where to start and where to end. But he was our president for ICAI 2021, and he was a Central Council member since he's Central Council member since 2013. So consecutive 3 terms, 2013 to 16, 16 to 19, 19 to 22. And he had been chairman of Northern India Regional Council. So many of us know very well, as a chartered accountant, people are being a chairman of any regional council, and then we go to the central council. But I would like to highlight one more point, that he had been chairman of Northern India Regional Council of Cost Accountant Institute also for the year 2004 and 5, right? And he has been chairman of SAFA Committee on Education, Training and CDP, and director of XBRL India INC. He is also director of ICAI Accounting Research Foundations. And, he has put tremendous efforts for converting Northern Western Zonal Railways, for preparing accrual-based financial system during 2015-16. And under his chairmanship in 2010-11, Northern Indian Regional Council of ICAI, has grown like anything, and mainly they contributed a lot as far as the conversion of accounting accrual system of the railway. He is also a director of governing board of Indian Institute of Insolvency Professionals. Sir, let me just finish it for a second, sir. He is also for ICAI registered valuer. So too many things are there, and he is in various committee as of now, in the board of SAFA and other also is representing our ICAI. Sir, we have long introduction, but you pointed out two or three times, just to stop. So I'm highly privileged to have you as on today's sessions. Viraj ji, if anything left, please add something.
Thank you. Would like to mention here that we have a Mahaveer Singhvi sir here as an IFS. So sir has also cleared the UPSC main examination, but sir has selected the chartered accountancy path or as a profession of finance. So that I want to highlight that many students also watch this recording and also many other things. And the effort and wonderful hard work sir has put from the day of youngsters and still doing is really inspirational for all of us, sir. So thank you so much, sir, for accepting our invitation and presenting here. And I would like to request you to address all our attendees for the today's subject, sir.
Thank you, Viragji. And at the outset, our own very distinguished, very respected CA Mahaveer Singhvi ji, our colleague from the Indian Foreign Service and very, very respected chartered accountant of the profession. I used to say the jewel of the profession, Mahaveer Singhvi ji. The Nirlep ji, who is the chairman of Doha, Qatar chapter of ICAI, our distinguished colleague from the different part of the country, including the overseas chapters, Singapore chapter, we have Sanjay ji, and all the distinguished panelists. At the outset, as being rightly mentioned by Mahaveer Bhai Sahab, that we are all discussing in the personal capacity. So again, I will be sharing you some of the thoughts about the profession. And thanks for all nice words, kind words given by Rinkesh ji and all of you while recognizing the like whatever we can do in the profession. Friends, when we talk about the opportunities at the global level, as being rightly explained, and I will say that the last year boost, the impetus given to the international initiatives of the ICAI, I will say that the 100% credit goes to Mahaveer ji, because under his guidance only we tried. So he was the member of the International Affairs Committee, and not only as a member, but also as a very, very important connect between the government and the ICAI. He tried to see that not only the ICAI chapters and the members are getting recognized at par with the apex body, but also the contribution from the global level should flow to India, may it be the investments, may it be the collaborations, and the various other initiatives of the government of India to make this country as a 5 trillion economy. Friends, as far as the profession is concerned, and as rightly guided by Mahaveer ji, that even he was the part of the committee which formed the international affair policy of the ICAI. We are working to see that the members of the profession are not only getting recognized and respected and getting the opportunities at the India level, but at the global level. So I first will share with you that there are the 2 different type of opportunities rather than 3 different type of opportunities which are available for the member of the profession because of their recognition, and they are the part of this elite profession. The first one is the assurance services. As you are aware that when we talk about the assurance services, we are doing the assurance services in terms of the Companies Act, Income Tax Act, GST Act, and otherwise. Likewise, the similar kind of opportunity is not only available in India, but in many other countries as well. So we are not aware that even in the Mauritius, if you will go to the Mauritius Companies Act or the Mauritius MICP Act, you will find that they recognized certain qualification to whom they are giving the certificate of practice. By virtue of that, they can do the assurance service, they can do the audit services also. And you will be surprised to know, like in the Malaysia, in the Mauritius also, you are eligible qualification to do the assurance services in those countries as well. So likewise, there are the number of other countries are there which are giving the unilateral recognition to our profession, being respected across the globe, that the chartered accountant can do the practice over there, not only for the non-assurance service, but also for the assurance services. So this is one area where our members can go there, take the license to audit, and then they can do the practice over there as well. Number 2, the non-assurance services, because the non-assurance services are not having any geographical boundaries. And today we are living in an IT era. When you are, right now, we are from the different part of the world are joining together in this kind of a program, wherein we are addressing to each other. Likewise, for the non-assurance services, there are the tremendous opportunities. Today we are living in an era where there is no limitation of the jurisdictions are there. The laws are getting similar in the different jurisdiction. May it be the GST, may it be the risk management, may it be the international taxation, may it be the arranging the various type of funds, and the new emerging area of the ESG, that is environment, social and governance, the XBRL, all are coming in such a way that you can provide the services at the different part of the world, sitting at India or at any other place of the world. So what I'm trying to convey you, that the second most very, very important opportunities which is available for our professional colleagues, that when the laws are similar, their preambles are similar, their rules and regulations are similar, you can foray into the practices of the consultancy advisory services anywhere in the world, which is the, I will say, the various members, whether it is a Doha, whether it is Dubai, or wherever the members are doing the practice, they are providing the consultancy services. That is the testimonial of our professional capabilities and the recognition. The third one is in the job. You are aware that the number of chartered accountants, as rightly mentioned by Mahaveer ji, that there are around 40,000 chartered accountants who are now settled overseas, and most of them are they are working in the one or the other industry at a very senior level. I used to say that even whenever you will see that, okay, a chartered accountant is there in one company, it is not that they are working only on a middle level. They are becoming today the decision makers. They are the CFOs, they are the CEOs, they are the decision maker in the various organizations because of the capabilities they get developed while doing a very, very important course of the chartered accountancy. Now, members, when we have these 3 different type of opportunities are there, what kind of an ecosystem the ICAI provides to see that the members are getting recognized, they are getting the opportunities, they are taking the benefit of these opportunities which are available at the global level. I will name the few initiatives taken by the ICAI in the recent past to share with you that how you can do all these things. Number one, that the ICAI last year launched an international curriculum, which will be available in the times to come in the many countries. So it will not be a case that the chartered accountant, you will become the chartered accountant here and then you will migrate yourself in that particular country. In the times to come, the point will come when the chartered accountant, the citizen of a particular country will be doing a course sitting in that particular country, and they will be the part of your profession, and that will offer a lot of networking and the connectivity between the members of the profession from one country to the another country. Now the second point, which is very, very important, the qualification recognition. As you are aware that there are the chartered accountancy qualification which is recently being recognized as a postgraduate by the UGC in India. Likewise, there are the number of other countries, number of other accreditation agencies are there at the global level, which recognized your qualification equivalent to the post-graduation, and NARIC UK is one of them. The NARIC UK has given us an RQF level 7, which means your qualification at the global level is being recognized at the postgraduate level, the master degree. Meaning thereby, in case you want to apply for a university, you want to pursue a particular course, you want to go for a PhD, or you want to do number of other things at the global level, including the UK, Canada, Australia, this NARIC equivalency certificate is completely useful to help you out to see that you are making your career in those countries. Likewise, there are the number of specialized courses which are being launched by the ICAI to train you so that you can provide the non-assurance services vis-a-vis the assurance services at the global level. The adoption of the IFRS, practically a carve-out wherein the 99.6% IFRS is being adopted by the ICAI in the name of the Ind AS is one of the testimonial. Likewise, the other subjects which are equally available in the different jurisdiction. As rightly mentioned by Mahaveer ji, that we are even launched the foreign languages courses, because that is the one of the hindrance when you are going abroad. You are going to, say, example, in the European countries, in a Spanish country, or in a German country, or in a Japanese country, in the Japan, you are getting a language barrier, and that creates a hurdle for your success. And that's why ICAI entered into the agreement with a number of foreign language service provider to see that the members are getting the foreign language understanding at a very economical prices. The fourth one is a large number of MRAs and MOUs, because once you are qualified as a chartered accountant, if there are the MRAs, it will be easy to take the qualification of that country also, so that you can provide the non-assurance as well as the assurance services. ICAI has already entered into the MRAs with the more than 7-8 countries, likewise the MOUs with the more than 10 different countries, to facilitate that if you are going to that particular country, automatically there will be a recognition. I give you an example. In the South Africa, before the MRA, our chartered accountants were not being recognized at par with the professionals. But the moment the ICAI entered into an agreement with the SAICA, that is the South Africa Institute of Chartered Accountant, automatically our members got that kind of recognition, which is available otherwise to a professional, meaning thereby all the medical and the other benefits are being received by the chartered accountant in that particular country. Likewise, the another initiative which is taken by the ICAI, that we have institutionalized a separate directorate for the foreign placement. Now we have an international placement directorate which is working in the ICAI, which is regularly working to have the dialogue and the connect with the large number of companies at the global level through the chapters and otherwise, that so that there can be an international placement facility available for the students of the profession as well. So friends, there are the collaborations, there are the investment flowing from the both the inflow and outflow is there. The companies are getting listed globally. The ICAI is the part of the international bodies made with the IFAC. You are aware that I am on the board of the IFAC and the XBRL International. This give a testimonial to the profession that any international body you will take, they are looking for an Indian chartered accountant to be on the board of there, so that we can see that the best of the facility, best of the quality, best of the support, or the I will say the inputs can be received, being we are the most studious kind of a chartered, like a professional who are being recognized at the global level. Today, friends, the ICAI, with all these initiatives available or initiative taken, all these recognition which is available. Today, the ICAI is there in more than 45 countries of the world. The chartered accountants are available in more than 100 countries of the world in one or the other position. And that's why our chartered accountancy course is being recognized as the most sought after course at the global level. You go anywhere in the world, you tell them that, okay, I'm an Indian chartered accountant. They will see you with a respect. Now the point is that how you will capitalize that respect, how you will, I will say that take the benefit of that respect is something that you have to have that kind of a strong determination. You should have all the ingredients available with you, the command over the language, the command over the subject, the command over the technology, and then the will, I will say the dedication, the will which is required to be a successful person. So it is not that the aptitude will matter. It is the attitude that determines your altitude. So that's why I will only urge you that all the facilitation, the ecosystem is available to everybody. Now it is on you to see that how you will be able to use that to excel yourself, not only for yourself, but also for your country, for your profession. So it is, I will always say that it is first the country, the second is the profession, and third is you. So you have to see that how you are taking the benefit of all these things, taking all the ecosystem which is being provided, laid down by this forefather of this profession. I was only an instrument for a year, but it is the forefather of this profession which laid down the foundation, and we try to see that how we can excel on that particular foundation given by our forefathers, and the ably supported by the colleagues like CA Mahaveer Singhvi ji, to see that the profession is getting flourished, is taking the new height and getting more and more recognition across the globe. Now it is for all of us to see that how we will pay back to the country, how we are paying back to the profession, how we are paying back to the society by providing the most effective, efficient, and as a service as a financial army. So my all best wishes to the Virag Bhai and all my colleagues who are participating in this particular event. Thanks to you for giving me this opportunity, and thanks to Mahaveer ji for all good words he has mentioned about me. Once again, thanks to Mahaveer ji for all support provided to the ICAI under his dynamic leadership. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful keynote address and enlightening us. Many are appreciating in the chat box as well, and over the LinkedIn and Facebook also they are posting many comments and appreciation for you as well, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for joining despite of your busy schedule. We are very thankful to you, sir. You have a back-to-back meeting and still you have given time to us. We are very thankful to you, sir. What we are telling the appreciation for you is, sir, we are lack of words, sir, at present. The entire year of the wonderful year last year we have seen the difficulties with the COVID, and still our profession grows like anything. So many representative offices and the opportunities for chartered accountant that we are seeing at present also in the form of the new initiative taken by institute regarding the job as well, despite of difficulty of getting job, and there are so many is difficulty, and still our career ascent is one of the example of that as well, sir. So your continuous effort from last so many years, we all are very thankful to you, sir, as a whole fraternity of finance profession and a chartered accountant, sir. Thank you so much, sir. And as mentioned by sir, yes, sir. So sir has to join some other meeting now. So sir have to leave as well. The MRA mentioned by sir and the MOU between the so many other professional body. So that will cover by our today's guest speaker, CA Nirlep Bhatt. By he's very close to so many of us, and now would like to invite. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So now would like to now invite Dheeraj Bhai for the welcome our today's chief guest. So would like to request Dheeraj Bhai to introduce our today's chief guest and invite for the session. So over to you, Dheeraj Bhai.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Virag Bhai, for offering me this opportunity to introduce a very learned speaker of the day, CA Nirlep Bhatt sir, in this wonderful program where none other than to pride of our profession, CA Mahaveer Singhvi ji, Joint Secretary of Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India, and our own beloved Sri Atul Kumar Gupta ji, immediate past president of ICAI, shared their wonderful thoughts and enlightened us. And I believe that this session will be continued by Nirlep sir in such a manner that its path has been set up by Mahaveer Singhvi sir and Atul Gupta sir. It will be very well guided by Nirlep sir to all of us. Though the introduction of Nirlep sir is not new for me, I am blessed that I personally know him for long, and I always get his inspiration, guidance, and support as my elder brother for long. But I consider this is as an opportunity for me to introduce himself in this program. Say Nirlep Bhatt sir is working with Tyser Group, Qatar currently, and he has a diversified experience of nearly 15 years in banking, retail, trade, infrastructure, and many other areas, working as senior positions in India and Qatar with some reputed organizations. He is privileged to be the chairman of Doha chapter of ICAI, which is the oldest ever overseas chapter of ICAI. Nirlep sir is a prolific communicator. He is an excellent speaker, and also he's a good author as well. He has contributed various articles for professional journals and delivered several presentations on professional platforms. He has been member of Toastmaster International, and also he has been member of several other very reputed organizations where he is mentoring young professionals. He has proven that the Indian chartered accountants, they are the industry leaders, and they have the excellent strategic business partner skills and advisory skills. So he is a great example for all of us. And Nirlep sir, with his sound technical knowledge and practical exposure, he enlightened many of the young professionals across the sectors in India and overseas. We welcome you, Nirlep sir, and we are eagerly waiting to learn from you. Welcome you, Nirlep sir.
Thank you very much, respected Dheeraj Bhai, for this very gracious introduction. Very kind of you. Friends, wherever you are, from wherever you are viewing this wonderful session, depends on the location. My good afternoon, good evening to each one of you. Respected chief guest of this August gathering, CA Mahaveer Singhvi ji, IF sir. Guest of honor, immediate past president of ICAI, probably he has left. So in absentia, Atul Kumar Gupta sir, and everyone. No, so as rightly said, first of all, my gratitude to chief guest CA Mahaveer Singhvi ji, under whose stewardship and under whose leadership ICAI has grown, I would say, by leaps and bounds, especially in the overseas jurisdiction. As rightly mentioned by Atul sir, that whatever overseas journey we have been witnessing since several years, friends, it's not an easy task. The credit of this strategic thought of this goes to none other than CA Mahaveer Singhvi ji. So, sir, thank you very much to you. And thank you is actually a small word for your stellar contribution. I would like to say our sincere gratitude to you, and thank you for your inspiring leadership. We look forward to welcome you again on such forum, and it's my personal honor and privilege, sir, that I have been a speaker where you are the chief guest. So it's my honor, sir. Look forward to welcome you in Doha chapters also somewhere in near future. And what can I say about Atul Gupta, sir? I can only say that no words is enough to offer our gratitude in the growth of the chapter, in our personal growth as a chapter leader also. Friends, literally, he has put his heart and soul into the profession. I remember when his term got over, in one of the WhatsApp group he mentioned, and such effective words were there that I will stand for the cause of the profession like a soldier. So these were the words which I still remember and which has still touched my heart. So this is the contribution of Atul sir for our beloved student, for the beloved profession. And again, I've always been saying thank you for the inspiring leadership. Thank you, Viraj sir, for this wonderful opportunity. I know it was a long due, and finally I'm glad that I'm here to share my perspective on these career opportunities overseas for our friends, for our young friends, both young in age and young at heart. Okay, so can I share my screen now?
Yes, please. Nirlep, you can share.
Yeah, thank you very much. Here we go. Yeah, the screen is visible. Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, so topic is career opportunities abroad for the finance professionals. I had an honor to, and the timing is roughly, I would say 45 to 50 minutes or 1 hour, and then subject to the approval and concurrence of the organizer, we'll go ahead if the things required. This particular topic, so why we have chosen this topic? I had an honor to share my perspective in the concurrent session of the ICAI International Conference a couple of times. And maximum queries which we receive is on this particular topic. That we know that overseas job opportunities in overseas are lucrative. Opportunities are there. ICAI leadership is working tremendously hard to create a platform for all of us. But then what are the opportunities? Why the opportunities are there? In recent time, what's happening across the globe? What are the skill set which is required? And yes, we all are chartered accountant. We always think of risk also, isn't it? So what are the risks associated with it? That also we have to keep it in mind. Hence this topic. So I will now change. Just a minute. It's look like hand. Yeah, here you go. I think we can view agenda, right? Can someone confirm?
The screen is now not shared, sir. Please share again.
Yeah, I will. I'll do it. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Agenda is visible, and then the other side.
Yes,
all
sir.
right. All right.
Now
Thank
it's
you.
moving. Yes, sir.
Thank you. So this is the broad agenda of this today's knowledge sharing session, and I would like to disclaim it by saying that I am holding a position of the chairperson of the Doha chapter of ICAI. I have been invited as in my personal capacity here because of the affection is there. So the views are not, I'm not representing the chapter in such a manner because our chapter is also a legal organization also registered with Qatar Financial Center. So this is in my personal capacity and my perspective. So the agenda is why there are so much opportunities. First of all, we should understand it for all of us. So what are the impact of globalization on the accountancy and finance professionals and on the various services which is rendered by us? Then we will have some glance into, as already highlighted by the chief guest and guest of honor, glance into some of the MOUs and MRAs with global institutions. What are the opportunities for the members in practice and industry? Knowledge and skill set requirements for building a global career, risk and challenges, and ICAI role has already been said. I would love to repeat it in the latter part of the presentation. Some success tips very broadly, and then we'll have question answer also. If somebody has question answer, they are welcome to type in the chat box. I will take it, provided it is not covered in the subsequent slides, and if it is in line with the, if it is in the interest of the time. So I think that's fine. Like Virag bhai, we can have accordingly.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. So this is my personal favorite slogan, I would say. So actually, this was the slogan I read somewhere in the journal of the institute some 10 years back, but it is relevant still today. So they say that chartered accountants nurtured in India and groomed for the world. What does it mean by that? First of all, nurtured in India means what? We all are Indian citizens and extremely proud to be so. There is little India. And when we say that we are Indian, our chest swells with the pride, isn't it? So we are nurtured in India. We had our own share of struggle in our life, like every Indian. We all are very, very common Indian and very proud to be an Indian chartered accountant. We have passed the toughest examination probably in India, if not in the world. with an excellent global scheme of education and training. So this is how, what we say, nurtured in India. And we are also groomed for the world. Having located friends in India, in outside India for some 13 years, I can say that Indian are probably one of the most hardworking community across the globe. We Indians are also, I would say, law-abiding people by and large. We are groomed for the world in a sense that compared to the global other citizens of the global other countries, we are far more adjustable also and flexible also in setting ourselves in any of the global countries. So we are truly a global product, I would say. And especially out of India, when they say that, are you a chartered accountant? So I would always say that, yes, I am a chartered accountant, but I am an Indian chartered accountant. So again, it's a great feeling to be a brand ambassador of this great nation outside India. And by calling myself an Indian chartered accountant for two reasons. Indian comes first of all, anywhere. And second reason is that chartered accountants can be from many countries also. It can be even from the all South Asian countries also. It can be some countries in Europe also. So all are chartered accountant. But we are extremely proud to be an Indian chartered accountant. So that's why I like this slogan, and I like the significance which is attached with the slogan also. And hence I thought to share it with you. Now, friends, let us see the overall outlook of the world economy. Now, these are the figures in 2019, of course, before pandemic, but I have the latest standing of the countries as well. So United States stands first, followed by China, Japan, Germany, and India was there for a brief period at the 5th position. It's just a temporary halt as of now due to COVID-19, where we are little behind to a negligible extent from France and UK. So as of now, we are at 7th position during this course. But at the same time, it is expected by various research that in 2025, again, India will overtake France as well as UK and will be in the 1st position. Our visionary leadership under Sri Narendra Modi and various other stakeholders, we can very well achieve the $5 trillion economy also in a coming year. In one of the interviews I read from our interview, I read, and I am quoting the quotes from the respected Prime Minister, that he said that nothing great ever gets done if we get deterred by the obstacles in our path. Nothing great ever gets done if we get deterred by the obstacles in our path. He had set a target of $5 trillion economy in 2024. Despite this COVID, that's the daring and that's the vision he is having. By not aspiring, he said, and I'm quoting, by not aspiring, we guarantee failure. And how true this is. So now it is expected that by 2030, India will be the 3rd largest economy. This is by globally accepted measure called based on GDP in a nominal term. This is not in purchasing power parity term, which is yet another measure by which we measure the country's standing. India's service sector is the fastest growing in the world. COVID will be just a temporary culprit for a couple of years, and then nothing can stop us because of the size of the economy, because of the visionary leadership, what we are having, because of the stability, and because also of the demography of the population. So that's what my firm belief is that, and that was also reiterated earlier in the session by Chief Guest, respected Mahaveer Singhvi. Now, before we actually move into the impact of globalization on our profession, we can see that how the landscape of the global business has changed in a decade or so. So that is very important to know. Okay. First of all, there is an increase in volume and the interlinkage of the global trade, and it's an exponential increase. In 2000, if I quote some figures, to $6 billion. 2020, it is $12 billion. And in 2019, it is $19 billion. And 1/4 of the total global production is exported. So that's a phenomenal increase, especially not only in the tangible goods and products, but also the export from the respective countries of the intangibles, like financial services, offshore products, IT services, etc. Then there is a phenomenal increase in the numbers and growth of multinational corporations across this. Virag bhai, there are a lot of people who are trying to admit it. Are we admitting them, right?
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah, because this keeps on popping on my screen. So that's why I was just wondering if possible, can you just hide it somewhere or?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, no
We will
worries.
admit them. We will admit them immediately.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. So there is. Okay. There is phenomenal increase in the number and growth of the multinational corporation. UN conference on trade and development quotes this figure that in 1975, there were just 10,000 multinational corporations across the world. In 1990, the figure went up to 30,000. In 2010, and many years after that, this figure is 100,000 MNC with nearly 1 million affiliates across the globe. So being a finance professional, I would urge you to link your own growth or the coveted qualification, which we all are having, to this growth. And that's how you will be able to think in a global terms. Yeah. And then you think that how you can partake into the growth, how you can probably contribute somewhere to this growth, and how you can lead the growth, add value to the stakeholders or the organization for which you are serving. So it covers both the aspects, whether you are in industry or whether you are in the practice. In India, if we talk on this aspect, in India, the growth of the MNC is slated somewhere between 18 to 20% on year-on-year basis. Now, this is much higher than the rate at which economy is growing. In fact, India is some of the I would say, few of the blessed countries in which the MNCs are operating at multiple levels, not only as the end market, like let's say some MNC like Hindustan Unilever, but also in the back office and functions for many IT and financial services. And finally, they are going at further one level up thanks to the visionary policy of the government of India, that now India is becoming the global export hub for many MNCs. So probably not many countries or very few countries have been blessed with this kind of growth and this kind of situation what India is witnessing now as far as the growth of the MNC is concerned. And what are the advantages? And then friends, at each point of time, I want you to introspect that where either as a chartered accountant in practice or a chartered accountant in industry, you can actually, as I said, partake into this growth, you can actually lead the growth, and how you can achieve the career progression because of these factors. And then you will feel that how proud we all are to be a chartered accountant, right? So what are the advantages? Briefly, I will just touch upon that. MNCs have technology, corporate processes, a strong governance and vision. India is one such country where MNC have partnered with very reputed Indian company, because Indian company has a market reach, they have the distribution model, and they have the greater access to the manpower. So one example I would like that, there is a case of Tata Motors and Crompton Cruise, that by doing this, they have become manufacturer of the largest diesel and gas engines in India. These MNCs are also developing a local talent pool that foster the increased research. And this is the factor which has led to the growth of the nation also. And they are also growing. And in turn, we all are also growing, isn't it? We can't deny the fact. Increase in the cross-border transaction, Lot of M&A deals are happening. Cross-border payments have given a rise to a whole new area called fintech, a buzzword nowadays, and very close to our heart, providing plethora of opportunities to all the finance professionals. There is also great improvement in global supply chain and infrastructure over the years. And mind well, friends, this improvement, I would say, is not in a linear way, but it is in a very, very exponential manner. The rates of internet have come down, as we all know. This is one of the just small example. Global mobility of the professionals is augmented at various levels. The restrictions on visa and all have been reduced drastically because it's not about independence. It's about interdependence for all the countries, for all the economy. Somewhere something has happened in one of the countries is enough to give shock waves across the world because of the interdependence and the borderless business. So this is what the message is, and why the idea of this message is that why the global opportunities are there or have increased in a recent time. Yeah. Then we will, because I was also viewing the chat box and I will see there is one question. Can somebody please read out the question because I am seeing the slide. Was it on some GCC vet? Let me see.
There is one question from
Yeah.
Vivek ji. In England and Wales, do we eligible to practice there also with practice in India?
See, now, as rightly said by Atul sir, for England and Wales, there is, first of all, there is a pathway scheme with ICAI and ICAI, which I will explain in the later slide of the year. But it doesn't allow you, due to this pathway, for you to do practice. Okay, so for practice, you have to pass that exam and then you do it. But you can very well be a member of this institute at a very, very, in a very, very significant cost and the efforts. Okay, now one question which I received in a direct manner, that can you speak about opportunities for girls in UAE in particular? So yeah, now if we say about, see, first of all, the gender bias is not there, except the country is very, very unsafe. Yeah, and UAE is one of the safest country in the world. So there is no discrimination between girls and boys in that manner. The question is from CS Srishti. Opportunities are there, especially if it is in the infrastructure sector, it is in the tourism sector, it is also in the finance sector. So this is there, and especially if you have some experience in VAT, which was implemented in UAE, I will cover in the subsequent slides, then the chances of your success are greater. Okay, now I'll move to my slides because there are some questions, but that we will cover at a later point of time. Right. Okay, so we spoke about, or we saw about the globalization and all, and how now in the next 3 slides, I'm going to explain that how globalization is impacting each and every area in which we are into it. And mind well, there is no area which is immune to the impact of the globalization. Yeah. So this is my next 3 slides. So first thing is that because of the globalization, we have growing footprints of IFRS and including the harmonization of the standard. Now, as Atul sir has rightly said, recently, when I passed my chartered accountancy in somewhere in 2006 or so, we had only accounting standard. And now we have Ind AS, which is 99.5% same as IFRS. So the knowledge of IFRS is extremely important, and that is the convergence of the standard and harmonization of it is also because of the globalization. Because once you have the harmonized standards, there is an increased transparency in the reporting. The cost is much lesser. You can save the cost as well as time of reporting also. There is a better responsibility towards the stakeholders. So this is one of the outcome, I would say, of the globalization, because of which we, in India, although I don't know about Ind AS, but like, because we are here working in IFRS, so we have IFRS 9, which is financial instrument. So even number of Ind AS is also same. I think it's 109, right? Ind AS, which is financial instrument. If I have IFRS 15, which is revenue recognition. So in India, it is just a number is changed. I think it is 115 Ind AS, which deals with the revenue recognition, and likewise. Then there is the technological evolutions also, just like cloud computing and all. And then we have a regulatory framework. Somebody said about SOX, another regulatory framework, which is the result of the globalization. Very important part is the integrated reporting. Organization, and Atul sir spoke about the ESG model, which is environment, sustainability, and the governance. So corporations across the globe are required to report not only on the financial aspect, but also on the environment, also on the sustainability. ICAI has been very, I would say, wise body in implementing the sustainability reporting standard board since last year, which deals with the sustainability issue, and which is even more important due to the COVID-19, which we are witnessing nowadays. Growing gamut of the risk management practices. Risk is always at the forefront, and we all think of risk because we are a chartered accountant. Which kind of risk an organization can face, where we as a CA can add value, either as a practicing CA or the CA in service. It can be operational risk, it can be foreign risk, it can be many other kind of risk also. It can be reputation risk also. I remember when I was working with ICICI Bank way back in 2008. So 12 years back, we had a dedicated reputation risk department. So the management and leadership was wise enough to recognize the need of the reputation risk at that point of time. So it's extremely important aspect of the whole risk management. Yeah. And then we have, I said about the technological evolutions. So now this is very interesting aspect. It is like a story of chicken and egg, because we can't say that whether technological evolution is due to globalization or whether globalization is I would say, consequent to the technological evolution. Which comes first, we don't know. But certainly globalization has given the push to the technological evolution. Then this is our one of the favorite areas, that globalization and advisory services. So I would just have a look at questions again before I. There are around 5, 6.
Yes, sir. There are many questions.
Yeah, I'll just have a look and correct. Yes, Virag bhai, thank you. Where I stopped. So one good question is that, sir, with practicing in India, how we can get work from outside? So see, thank you for this question, CA Vivek. Now, this is very important because globalization in India and opening of the economy started, so you have to understand it, in 1991. When I was doing my articleship in Ahmedabad in 2000 or 2002 and that kind of time, at that time, CAs in Ahmedabad and Mumbai started receiving the assignments for outsourcing work. Yeah. So some of the work which is a little routine in nature, which does not require a great vision, or the process is more or less repetitive, that work get used to outsource at that point of time. So we are talking about 13, 14 years back. So now I am sure that that is possible even to a great extent. Due to the reason which I cited before, CA Vivek, there is a great inclination and interest of foreign MNC to set up a business in India. And there is a, as I mentioned, no, the growth of such MNC is around 20% on year-on-year basis in their revenue. So even being I would say, SMP kind of practitioner, you can contribute to their growth also. You can advise them to that how you can set up the business into India, because they are not well versed with the GST laws, with the, let's say, FEMA laws or with other kind of laws, but you are the expert being a practicing chartered accountant. So business setup service in India, especially in the metros, is a growing, I would say, avenue of the practice. I have seen many CAs are successful in this particular avenue. So I request you to try it out, equip yourself with the necessary skill sets, and I'm sure you will be successful. Do some networking also. As I will mention it, which is my favorite quote, network is a net worth. Yeah. So I hope it answers your question. Then somebody says that, CA Pawan, that how to approach opportunities in UAE. I've been trying since 1 year. Look, now there are two scenarios here. You've been trying, but either you're not been successful, or you've been successful, but you have not accepted it, right? First of all, try through some, if you are in the industry, try through some job portal. Byte.com is, gulftalent.com. These are the job portals where you can explore the opportunities in the UAE. You need to, in UAE, as I mentioned, the VAT is a recent phenomenon since 3 years or so. So if you have some good expertise in GST, you can definitely be successful in the VAT related area also. And believe me, VAT is, I would say, easier and less complicated than GST. So if you have GST, you are like PhD. And then UAE VAT is somewhere like graduate. You can understand, to put in perspective, right? And I will come to the next slides, CA Pawan. You also need to have some sort of sectoral experience also. So in UAE especially, 2-3 business sectors are growing in an exponential manner. First is the infrastructure and construction. So if you have some experience into it, it would be of useful. Experience in financial services, banking, and Big Four is very useful, and also experience in retail and tourism sector. So this is the question. Whether various, Jibin has asked, various chapters abroad help in getting job abroad, and any help from chapters regarding setting in that country. Yes, I will cover, Jibin, in my next slide briefly, when I will touch upon the functions of the overseas chapter. CA can, at the age of 52 years of age, can start practice and migrate to UK. Yes, if the immigration laws of UK allow, why not? Age is not a bar, Anil sir. Yeah. Vipin Jain sir is asking, please guide practically how to search opportunities abroad. He is a CA and CPA and applying for job, but have not got received. I think you need to observe, sir, some sort of patience also, because here, as of now, world is marred by the pandemic. The travel restrictions are still there, is expected to be there for at least, I would say, 6 to 8 months, if not more, if third wave doesn't come, for which nobody has any clarity at this point of time. But I'm sure that if you try it after that period, you will definitely be successful. There is no doubt about it, provided you have that sort of personality, sir. You are blessed with 2 great qualifications, CA and USA CPA. So I think you should try for USA only. And this qualification is respected across the globe, so should not be an issue. For overseas chapter, I will take care. I will mention it. Yes, I will be able to share the slides, Ramakantji. Yes. Sanjay Bhai, you are there, being vice chair of the Singapore chapter. Are you there?
Yes.
Yeah, if you want to make any points, sir, please feel free to make about this issue.
So, Nirlep, you continue. So, when the overseas chapter roles come,
correct. We together will make the point, sir. Thank you very much. So I know the pulse of the audience also. So we'll spend a little bit more time on the overseas chapter. Yeah. Advisory service and globalization is there. So these are all the areas which is, I would say, got the renewed push because of the globalization. As I already mentioned, there are tremendous opportunities in India in business process outsourcing unit, and there is a concept of virtual offices also, virtual CFOs also. I read one beautiful guideline on virtual CFO which is published by WIRC of ICAI. It was published last year, but I found it extremely useful. You can Google it. It's very, very useful guideline. Business setup services is yet another hot area. And believe me, friends, the Indian economy's growth is not, I would say, is just on a temporary hold. But India's growth story is still very much intact, despite what you are hearing in the media, despite the what pandemic is. So this business setup services, especially in metros in India, is a hot topic. Technological evolution and advancement has also give a push to the cyber audit and cyber security and to the fraudster. Forensic audit, fraud detection, another hot area. And ICAI has very wisely charted out their vision in this area. And there is a course also, certificate course on this particular area. ERP implementation. Now this is very important. See, since 2000, I am hearing about the technological evolution ever since I was doing the articleship. At that time, we had a tele. And my senior Sanjay Bhai and some others can very well, agree with that. I had a tele, then I had a Microsoft, then Microsoft came, then ERP, and then its various version came, then SAP came. Yeah. And finally, we are into robotics. And AI and IoT are not very far also. So what I'm trying to say, probably in these 2 decades, we had 5 big advancements in IT software only. We started from tele, at least when I was doing my article. My seniors in this gathering, they would remember something more also. But I started from tele. We have seen the technological evolution from tele till robotics, as I mentioned, in 5 stages. Friends, question we have to ask ourselves, very, very sincere. Technology is becoming smarter day by day, year by year, decade by decade, as we can see. Have we become smarter or not? Unless we upskill ourselves, unless we reskill ourselves, unless we adapt and understand the technology and its evolution, the technology which was invented by us, friends, it's all set to replace us. And that's a harsh reality, whether we like it or not. At any age, whether at the age of 30, 40, 50, or even more, if we are not ready to upskill and reskill ourselves, especially in this technological advancement era, then there are all reasons for us to worry. But one good advantage of this is also, it's not that everything is challenging. If you have mastered this technology and if you partake fully with in the technological advancement, you are truly a global product, because technology doesn't know any boundary. Unlike, let's say, Indian income tax, which is a boundary, which is jurisdiction, which is up to India. So there are certain areas, especially in last decade, which is geography neutral areas, I would say, where if you are into that area, then you are truly a global product. Then you need not to worry. And then sky is the limit for you. Cost reduction and performance management. When I was serving in earlier organization, in this organization also, I had a privilege to implement the balance scorecard in my organization. We all have studied in CA final, right? What is balance scorecard? What is standard costing? What is Kaizen costing? But what is challenge for us is that to implement it for our organization or for our clients, as the case may be. If we are able to do it, so if we are able to translate our learning to the practical, I would say, value adding for our clients or the organization, then the sky is the limit for us. There is because of the COVID and all, there is also a concept of cost reduction, and there is a new concept of cost doctor. So if we are into that area, if you can add value to your client, it would be of great. Globalization, taxation is our bread and butter since many, many decades, but here also globalization is making its impact. There is increasing number of DTAA, India's double taxation avoidance agreement with more than 85 countries. A lot of people ask about value-added tax. International taxation, friends, is such an area which is again a geography neutral area. If you are mastered into that area, then you are a truly global product, whether you are in industry or whether you are in service. Because VAT is the 4 out of 6 GCC countries is having VAT by April 2020. Only Qatar and Kuwait is pending. In UAE, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, and Oman very recently they have VAT implemented by April or May 2020. BEPS is one of the area, and we have OECD model also, where if you know this area, if you are into this area, base erosion and profit sharing, it is quite likely that you will have a greater opportunities in overseas geography also. Because as and when the number of MNCs are increasing, there is also increase in the in their tax planning and everything. Again, technology has come. Technology is making it footprints in all the areas. We have faceless assessment. In the smaller country like Qatar, where I am working, located, everything is digitized. So that is very important to see that impact of technology on taxation as well. I also posted, to engage the audience in a better way, some questions, So around 3 questions are there. So those who know the answer, just please type in the chat box and I will just announce the winner as per the message which I am getting. Yeah. So here's the question number 1. And it's very, very easy question. Who is the founder president of ICAI? I want quick answer, not from my senior, from the younger generation. Founder president of ICAI.
GP Kapadia, sir.
Yeah, C.A. Chaturvedi, I requested to put in the chat box, but yes, I heard you first and you are the winner. You can contact Virag Bhai for some, Virag Bhai, please acknowledge him next time.
Surely, sir.
Yeah, GP Kapadia, sir, is our founder president. We owe it to him. And he also being the founder president, he had the honor to sign his own membership certificate. Yeah. So this is, thank you very much. And CA Manali has also replied. Thank you. Yes. I will again touch upon some question. Let me look at the chat box. You will get the presentations through Virag Bhai. Many people are requesting to direct message and to everyone. Opportunities with the banks. Yes, I will touch upon CA Neha over here, or CEO student Neha. Opportunities are there in the banks, but again, you are requested to have some patience because finance sector and the overall credit flow in the global arena has been hit hard by the COVID. So that's why in the banks, increasingly banks are merging with each other, at least in Qatar, where I can see, which is happening. So yes, there are opportunities, but it is there at the senior level. In banks also, you need to see in which area you are into. Again, if you are in the geography neutral area, which I would say like retail or like into trade finance. I was into trade finance. Then there are opportunities, provided you also upskill yourself with digitization into the trade finance. That is a topic for another session, but I'm just giving you the hint. I hope it answers your question. I'll share my contact details later on. Okay, so website name, yes, I will keep on repeating, and you all are requested to see the chat box as well. This is very good question, so I would like to take it up before I move further. Virag Bhai, it's okay, right? The flow and everything is okay. Any suggestion here? Any comment, any disagreement? Virag Bhai or other
No, sir. Perfectly going fine, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone. CA Priyanka is referring that, sir, practically it's very difficult to get job abroad if one does not have the experience in Big Four. Now, here I would like to tell you something about the Big Four. Big Four consultancy firms are great in having the globally accepted process and practices, and also the greater access to the very, very reputed clients. So yes, having Big Four experience will help you. But having said that, If you don't have Big Four experience, you can also have, let's say, some experience in next level of the firm, like Grant Thornton, BDO. These are the firm, though that experience is also helpful. If not that also, then probably you can see some different sector, CA Priyanka, not consultancy sector, but probably retail sector, finance sector, where you can tap the opportunities. And there it is not necessary that you need to have the Big Four experience. I would also like to say here that when you don't have Big Four experience, okay, experience is one thing and qualification is another thing. So you have to offset that lack of experience of Big Four with the right qualification. Now you will see in the further slides that you will be able to acquire some global qualification in a much easier manner by virtue of being a CA. So that you should try it, and that will add value probably to your CV also, and you will be able to have greater opportunities. So then, okay. This is, now we are touching upon the global career. We all know globalization. We all know localization also, right? But there is also a mix of both, which is called a localization. I'll give you some example from the very interesting area. Take case of McDonald's, friends. Do we think that McDonald's is selling its product in a uniform manner in each countries? McDonald's may be having its outlet in somewhere, I would say at least 150 countries, if not more. No. In India, what it is selling? In India, it is selling Make Aloo Tikki, right? To suit the demand of the Indian people and Indian public, correct? Somewhere in UAE, they are having specialized product called Make Arabia. They're also selling pork, let's say, which is, they're not selling pork in some of the countries in which it is banned. So they have adopted the culture of localization. While they are going global, they are also keeping in mind the culture, precedence, requirement, and preference of the local people. Think in this way. What is true for MNC is also true for individuals. If you are trying for a global career, it's extremely important for you to be localized. In whichever country you are trying to go, friends, it's very important for you, while being a proud Indian, as I said, to adopt the local culture, local preferences, learn some local languages also. In this case, the chances of success are far, far greater. So this is, and this, every MNC has done this. I just gave the example. In India, even this Pizza Hut, right? In India, they have introduced the world's first vegetarian pizza because of the localization. So if somebody of you is aspiring to migrate somewhere in France, let's say, or some Western European countries, you need to learn that language. To be able to mix with the people in that country, you need to know their preferences and culture as well. This is very important to keep it in mind. And that's why we Indians are respected everywhere, right? Probably we are highly flexible community in the world. MOUs and MRAs with global institutes are there, which has got a renewed push thanks to the visionary leadership of ICAI. ICAI pathways to membership are then what do you need? You just need 5 years of membership and work experience. You need a letter of good standing. There shouldn't be any disciplinary case against you. Easy to get this from ICAI. Sponsor support you need, and you need only one exam, which is examination of experience, which is a kind of case study exam, can be given online as well. There is a lot of support system is available to clear this exam. It just requires the analytical ability and case study approach to look at particular things. CPI Ireland is there again, and passing, and all these are online exam except the CPA Canada. So it's very easy to appear and pass this exam. CPA Australia is there, and they value the education and training and course curriculum of ICAI so much that there are these MOUs and MRAs with many other countries, but these are the popular ones, and they are ready to welcome our CA to acquire their qualification. So this answers your query, CA Priyanka, that by this you can if you don't have experience of Big Four, try having this kind of qualification, which will help you to access the global market. This is the, I took it from ICAI website, so that reference thanks goes to them. Distribution of foreign members as on June 2020 in various countries. United States leads it, and then we have UAE. We also, somebody also said, I think Mahaveer Singhvi Saab said about the number of CA. Yes, there are around 40,000 practicing, 40,000 chartered accountants across the globe. And this particular is figures is profile of the members as on this date, which shows the practicing and non-practicing chartered accountants. So here we can say that majority of the chartered accountants, probably 85% of chartered accountants are in practice, are in industry, sorry, non-practicing. Then there are some chartered accountants, especially highest share is in the UAE and then USA, which are also in the practice. So there is a, yes, there is a greater demand for those who are in industry to the for the global career. But having said that, you know, we should not feel discouraged if we are into practice also, because of the concept of the virtual offices. Like Atul Gupta sir rightly said, while sitting in India, except the attest function, you can render all kind of services where there is no bar of qualification also to all the global clients, provided you have that skill set, presentation and soft skills, as well as technological skill and the technical skill we all have. So if you have this, then there is no dearth of the opportunities also. I'll have a look at the chat box. Vivek Shah, thank you very much for your this thing. My apologies if I miss some question, and we can cover it later on also, because there are so many messages here. In banking sector, what additional qualification we would require to get job? C. Arvind Lahoti, thanks for your question. In the field of trade, finance, AML, and forensic. In banking sector, probably you need, rather than the qualification, you need very, very, I would say, high-end sectoral experience. And if the area is similar, in which area in which you have experience is similar to the global practices, I think there is no limit. But again, this particular area is hit hard by the pandemic, the financial services and BFSI sector. So maybe the opportunities will be more when the credit flow will be more, when liquidity crunch will not be there. And that is all possible once the COVID situation eases down. And then we have question, freshers have job opportunities Gulf country or experience is mandatory. It will come in my next slide, CA Vijay Kumar. CA Sonali Khanna has asked question, is experience of 10 to 15 years post-qualified, post-CA in India considered abroad? Yes, this is a very, very, I would say, right bracket of experience, CA Sonali, especially in this kind of market, which is not conducive. But if you have more than 10 years experience, yes, you are in dream phase of your career for eyeing in opportunities abroad. There is no doubt about it. But provided, next step is also that in which sector you have experience, what is your core profile, and what are your skill set which you are having. Because as we will see in next slides, outside India, you will have tremendous competition also from SAC and CPA. So we need to see that what is the experience. Yeah. Vivek Shah, thank you for your message. Then we have very interesting question by Sahil Vasistha. Does articleship is counted as part of work in for MOU? No, for MOU you need 5 years of experience, in which obviously articleship is not considered. But one good thing I will tell you in general, in India, we said the post-qualification experience in CV in India, when we submit to Indian corporates, we write PQE. This is more of an Indian phenomenon, I would say. If you have strong experience of good articleship also, before qualifying as a CA, you can very well highlight it in the foreign countries, especially in the Middle East. I myself have been benefited out of it. provided that experience is very solid and you really added value to your clients, even in the articleship. So this post-qualification experience is more or less relating to or restricted to India and not in the world. But yes, for MOU, it is considered. Okay, Jatin, I will cover your answer later. It is very well somewhere covered. Thank you for all enlightening questions. Yeah. Now, this is the opportunities for members in industry. As Atul sir has rightly said, and I'm happy that I've covered it also, NARIC has benchmarked our CA qualification at par with level 7 for the CA final. For CA Inter also, it has benchmarked up to level 6. And based on NARIC qualification, in UAE also, we have this kind of arrangement where the CA has been recognized and the relevant authority in UAE has also benchmarked. Yeah. Value-added tax in Middle East and transfer pricing professional in Europe are in great demand. I would again say, if you have experience in GST, GST is a recent phenomenon in India since 3-4 years. But if you are eyeing for an overseas opportunity, I would urge you to have at least 5 years experience in GST, which will be really valued. I would also request you to do some certificate course. There is a certificate course by ICAI on international taxation, which will make your profile very credible if you are a member in industry and if you want to have the career into this particular area. Based on my experience, I have seen that ideal experience level is a 5 years post-qualification experience so that it can add some value to your background and profile. It doesn't mean that if you're a fresher, you can't apply, but then they will see that, if you're a fresher, where you've done your articleship, which kind of work you've done. But if you have more than 5 years experience, you are in the dream phase of your career. And then sky's the limit if you have more than 10 years also. Sectoral experience is highly desirable. Again, it depends on the country and the region. If you have some experience in Big Four consultancy firm, some experience in, I would say, infrastructure or a diversified sector, there are greater chance for you to have some lucrative job in Middle East and Africa region. UGC recognition you have seen where it is CA is a recognized qualification also. Some of the answers I've already covered, some of the points in the question. Then we have opportunities for membership in practice. MOU and technical cooperation are in place. Value-added tax is again, you can render services. You can, if you are in practice, you can render services other than attestation service. I'm again emphasizing, as said by Atul Gupta sir, in consultancy sector also, business setup services also, in outsourcing also. Great demand is there in this kind of sector. You can also collaborate with the firm which is established in the foreign countries other than Big Four also. One of the interesting area which is important in this unfortunate time of COVID-19 is this relief package, and who other than Indian Chartered Accountant is well aware of it. All the countries in the world have announced the relief package. Probably as a CA, you can help your respective client across the globe in various countries that what are the submissions required, how you can fulfill the condition to obtain the assistance under this relief package. You can also be a startup mentor. Startups is this startup and MSME, especially startups, friends, despite COVID, defying all the challenging conditions, have witnessed tremendous growth in India. It's very visionary of our current president of ICAI, CNR Jambusaria sir, to set up a dedicated committee in ICAI in startup and MSME. So this shows the importance and the significance attached to this particular sector. Who other than CA are the candidates or are the professionals who can add value to the organization who are startup? So this is very important. And startups have also registered, while many of the startups are failed also, that's altogether different thing. But those who are successful, they have seen a tremendous growth also. So this is one particular area which is emerging. Okay, so now second question. And this, if you are following the trends, you will be able to answer quickly. As of now, as of today, how many overseas chapters do we have? Those who know overseas leaders, don't answer, please. Sanjay Bhai has answered. Okay. Dallas is the latest overseas chapters in Texas. So yes, 41 is the right answer. I got it from Ms. CA Rakesh Baheti, who is there, but he is also an overseas leader. Welcome, CA Rakesh. He is my colleague in my excom only. So, Chaturved sir, yeah. So from Dhaval, we got answer 41, which is the first other than, he's the first apart from the overseas leader. So congratulations. Let me have a look at some questions.
So Venus can in touch with me.
Yes, sir. Please acknowledge at your.
Sure, we'll do.
Abbas Mirza has rightly answered that it's illegal to work or look for work while on tourist visa in any country. Please avoid such thing, friends. See, here I would thank Abbas. This is a very right answer you answered to someone. Friends, very, very important to note that we all are, when we are, not only when we all are like Sanjay Bhai and me who are outside India, but when each one of us is even interacting with anyone non-Indian, please consider yourselves as a brand ambassador of India. Indians are highly respected across the world, first because of the visionary leadership, and I can't deny it. But another thing is that we are highly law-abiding community. So let's not break those perceptions. There are certain black ships, I would say, into the some part of the world and in every country, but Indians are fortunately so far to a very negligible percentage. So let's not do anything which is against the law. And framework of the law and regulations are very strict outside the India. Let's be very mindful of not only our own interest, but also the interest of the institute as well, and as well, more importantly also, interest of the nation. And let's not indulge into this kind of thing. So this answers your question, CA Kapil. CA Vijay Kumar has asked very important question, and I would like to spend 2 minutes over here. After moving in abroad and move to India after 10+ years, then can you please brief what is the scope for job opportunities in India? Very important question. So first of all, we have to understand what is our long-term plan is there. So my advice to you, CA Vijay, and to all like you is that if you are planning to settle in India, unless you lost the job or this kind of unfortunate scenario is different. But if you are planning to settle in India, plan for it 1 year before at least. Don't plan overnight. So that is first thing. Within this 1 year, I would advise you to upskill yourselves, reskill yourself. Decide again that if after locating to India, whether you want to join an industry or you want to start your own practice. Only you can answer to this particular question. If you do something overnight, then challenges are there. Then the scenario is not that great. Then you have to allow 6 to 8 months or a year, a lean period, and then you find a job and you probably may end up compromising on the job that also. So my advice is that plan at least for 1 year, upscale yourselves, decide whether you want to join an industry or you want to join a practice, and then plan accordingly. ICAI has come up with a very useful certificate course, which I strongly advise you to do it, even if you don't want to relocate to India. One such course is on the forensic accounting and fraud detection. Sanjay Bhai has done one course on management development program, extremely useful course. The faculties and everybody is from IIMs, and the whole pedagogy of this course is in a case study way. 3 of my excom members are also doing. So I advise you to join this kind of course. Have some global qualification also, which is also nowadays respected in India. And then probably, you can easily relocate to India in a seamless manner. But this is very important to plan well in advance. So thank you for question, especially to CA Vijay Kumar. And I hope it answers this question. Then we have one question from Opas. He has given this. CA with 2 years of experience, with one of the manufacturing units of L&T in MIS. Can I expect similar or any other kind of opportunities as well? Thank you, CSI, for this question. Look, manufacturing industry, sometimes it pays you little lesser as compared to consultancy sector and financial services, but they are called the real sector of the economy. The growth is led by this sector as well as service sector also. So this particular, your experience for 2 years in L&T, in any of the domain, MIS or internal audit, I would say it's the gold kind of experience. You have a tremendous scope for applying outside India, especially in the countries in which these are the sector which is booming. Like even in my country, Qatar, infrastructure and construction sector is booming. So you are welcome to apply through right channel in Qatar as well and in other GCC country also. One more question I have received, and then I will move in the interest of the time. Can you please tell about requirements of making CV in a certain way for overseas opportunities? Very, very important question. Thank you for this question. See, in that case, you probably get assistance from the overseas consultancy firm because they know better the requirements of the overseas employer. So let's say if you want to eye an opportunity somewhere in Middle East or somewhere in ASEAN countries, then probably it's good idea to get in touch with the firms, consultancy firm in that particular country, so they know the better requirement. Yeah. Make CV, as they say that, but still the general advice is that your CV should not be like an essay, maximum size of the CV internationally accepted is 2-paged only. Otherwise it will lose the relevance and the interest. Don't make your CV more than 2-page, even if you have a 20 years of experience, because if you put everything into the CV, it's highly likely that, it will lose the interest of the recruiter. So 2 to 2.5 is the ideal size. Highlight your achievements, use some action words, use your accolades, and how you can add value to your prospective employees. So these are general tips for this particular question. Now we are about to finish the presentation and also time as well. Requirement of the skill set, risk appetite. Very, very important. When I relocated outside, relocated to Qatar, I didn't know that I know about the company, but I didn't know that, what will happen to the company after 5 years, 10 years down the line. And so talking to my personal story, when I joined one multinational construction company, which was operated in 25 countries at that point of time. And I was placed in Qatar. Now, my boss was a Greek national, and my super boss, what we call in India is a super boss, the boss of the boss is a Polish national. At that time, I didn't have the interaction with them. I didn't think that, what I will do and how I will interact with them. I was just an open-minded person with the right qualification and the right kind of risk appetite. So no reward comes without risk. It's very, very important to have some sort of risk, because it is very beautifully quoted in one of the points. Only when we go far, we know that how far we can go. So unless you really go, you will not know that how far even you can go. What is your capacity? Multicultural mindset and adaptability is very, very important. And enough has been said about it. I also said soft skills and presentation skills. Our institute is also giving a greater emphasis on the soft skills, on each of the aspect of the soft skills. And it is very well embedded into the CA education and training also, as well as after qualifying also. So it's very, very important to have some communication skills, or presentation skills, networking, use, I would say, social media in an ample manner, in a judicious manner also, but in an ample manner, especially LinkedIn, so that you will be able to connect with more number of people across the globe. It's very important. Networking is very, very important. Relationship is very, very important. Again, I would like to say your network is your net worth. Tech savvy, We need to have a greater command over the technological evolutions, technological advancement. It is very important, especially if you want to, if you are aspiring for a global career. Business acumen also. We are not just kind of bean counter or a bookkeeper or just a compliance manager. We are truly a global product. We should have that kind of personality, inclination, and skill set where we can able to tell to our prospective employer that, hey, here how I can add value to your business. Here I can help you either cut the cost, manage your risk, or improve the top line. So this kind of personality and I would say this kind of thought process of having business acumen is extremely important. Risk and challenges, there is no reward, friends, and there is no reward without risk, as we always say. Obvious risk is the COVID-19. COVID-19, I would say in very, very clear terms, has put the whole globalization and the opportunities to a halt to a great extent. It is because of the barriers on the travel. If I want to see and meet Virag Bhai, I can travel. But then while coming into Qatar, I have 10 days hotel quarantine. So at least for 6 to 8 months, there is a travel restriction will be there. Localization and visa issues are there. Every country likes their own countrymen, isn't it? We also like Indian only, no? So same situation for all the countries. They like and they give preference to the local people who are their own citizen. So we should be able to prove our mettle, I would say, and say that, hey, here we are more skillful. Recognition of CA qualifications, although much has been done, but still for the visa issue and all, it is yet to be perfectly treated at par with the postgraduates. Great competition with ACC and CPA, but at the same time, it's easy to acquire some of the global qualification also, as we have seen. You need to have knowledge of local language. I will cover in my last slide how it can be done. Risk after returning to India, as I have highlighted in one of the questions, that there is a risk unless we plan in advance, unless we upskill ourselves, and unless we adapt ourselves to the Indian requirements. There is a risk. The cost of living and initial investment is high, especially if you plan to relocate or set up a practice in European or US and elsewhere. That initial investment you have to make. But some of the risks have been offset by the concept of the virtual offices also, right? So again, you all are encouraged to use the technology to a great extent. This is one of the points. Good to see some of the great initiatives of ICAI here. Expansion of global footprints of CA profession. I would say the pace is phenomenally high. When I joined my management committee, friends, of Doha chapter some 6 years before, at that time we had, I would say, around 22 to 23 overseas chapters. The first overseas chapter was established in Doha in 1981, 41 years back. And now we are exactly having 41 overseas chapters. Out of 41, 50% of the overseas chapter have been established in last 6 to 7 years. So here you can say the vision of ICAI leadership. Thanks to somebody like Mahaveer Singhvi Saab, Atul Gupta Saab, and all the past president of ICAI, and Niyar sir also. There is a dedicated regional offices is there in UAE, which is led by Regional Director of Middle East and Africa, CA Prabdin Singh Baweja, and similar office they are planning to set up elsewhere also. ICAI regularly conducts the HR meet and campus interview for foreign employers. Somebody said about career assessment program, career ascent program, very important. Before COVID-19, ICAI leadership and Central Council member visited Qatar also, and we had a one-to-one HR meet with the prospective and reputed corporations of Qatar. And they have recruited chartered accountants from India, including some of the fresher ones. Very important is that ICAI is imparting the knowledge of foreign languages, because if you want to relocate in South America, let's say, or even if you want to, if you are interacting with anyone in South America, not only English, but you need to have a language, you need to have knowledge of Spanish language. So ICAI regularly conducts the classes on all the foreign languages, especially French and Spanish also. Examination centers are there. So those who are located in some of the countries, especially in Qatar, Kuwait, UAE, and 4 or 5 other countries, they need not to worry. Regularly, under the supervision and guidance of ICAI, we conduct examinations also. ICAI's overseas chapters are treated at par with trade organization like FICCI and all, thanks to the leadership of ICAI over here. So you can see a lot of initiatives have been taken by ICAI also to equip our members in line with the requirements of challenges and opportunities in foreign countries. There is a document called eKit. So this particular document gives an insight into the respective geographic opportunities, risks, and local issue of each country in which ICAI chapter is located. You can check it on ICAI website and you will be easily able to find it. So before relocating to the foreign countries, you can equip yourselves and be aware about the issues there are. A lot of questions were asked on the overseas chapter operation and all. So here I would share experience of our Doha chapter and what kind of activities we do. We are a legal organization in a sense that we are affiliated to the Qatar Financial Center. We have a legal standing. So our organization name is Doha chapter of the ICAI LLCG, Limited Liability Company by guarantee. Our membership strength is around 350 to 400. All members are leading, like Atul Saab has rightly said, leading the organization. They are the decision maker. They are well placed into the various key sectors also, and they are occupying C-suite positions also. We expand our membership strength substantially also. On an average, we give around 40 to 50 CP hours and conduct the educational programs and the sessions with the reputed speakers for upskilling and knowledge enhancement of our members. Like I said, and this program are of varied in nature. Certificate courses we do sometime with ICAI help. We do workshop also. We do CP events also. We organize technology conclave. We organize startup summit also, which we recently did. And we also organize annual international conference. So it's not that just Doha chapter is doing that, by the way. It's just a glance into a normal overseas, active overseas chapter. So all the chapters are doing in the similar manners. We engage members by family events also, by publishing our newsletter also. Initiative for students also is there. As I already said that conduct of examination is there. We do CSR and social events also. Within our limit and budget, we contribute for COVID-19 relief also in our own country as well as to India. And we also contribute to the cause of the local leadership also. Like in Qatar, we can see that they are very careful about the sustainability and environment. So we celebrate those days also. So this kind of CSR events also we do. Sanjay Saab, you said you will speak something here if you want to have a few words. You are there, Sanjay ji? Okay, may not be there. Okay. So these are all, and of course, we also assist, especially now this is interest of all of you, we also assist the members. We want to relocate to Qatar by way of sharing.
Sanjay ji, would you like to add anything?
Yeah, Sanjay ji. Yeah.
Sanjay ji from Singapore, would you like to add anything, sir?
Sanjay, yeah, he can still cover, although we are about to finish now. But
I think
Sanjay,
sir, you can continue, sir.
Yeah, okay. So
Sanjay,
we share the.
Listen you. I think some technical issue. So Nirlep, you
can you? Sorry, Virat, can you repeat the question?
Yes.
No, Sanjay Saab, see, I was just giving to our attendees a glance into the overseas chapter. How do we function and what kind of activity we do? So I just said this about a normal active overseas chapter like ours in Singapore and others. So you can say a few words also. That's all.
Okay. So as
Being a
some
vice
of the
chair.
some of the activities as Nirlep has already covered, like organizing the sessions for our members and all. Apart from that, we also do the career oriented program for our members. So wherein we try to place them into the industry specific jobs and all this thing. And also our all chapter members, especially the committee members, are committed to help our Indian chartered accountant as and when we receive any queries or any kind of email regarding the guidance they need for any specific job or any kind of skill set and all. So we are always there to help them. So from the chapter perspective, this is the one of the thing, as now we have around 41 chapters and the 27 ROS offices across the world. So members, please do reach out to the respective location specific chapter or the regional office over there for your any specific queries. So we would be happy to help on that part. Yes, Nirlep.
Yeah, so thank you. And also I would like to share something, friends. We all overseas chapter are very, very closely knit. We are in regular touch. And also we collaborate to a great extent. We help the members. More importantly, we also share the best practices which we see. And if I can learn something from Sanjay Bhai or from Singapore chapter, I am always open, and likewise. So we all, and that applies to all the chapters. So that's how we are doing. We consider ourselves as the, I would say, very, very humble servant of the Institute of IC, Institute of our beloved institute. And that's how we try to expand the global footprints of ICAI, and mainly to serve the members, and also to those who wants to relocate to our country. So even before relocating, you can approach us and we will help you out. Just 1 minute, sir. Now this is the last, probably the sign. Last slide is there, you know. So just from my own experience, some success tips. Okay, so often we find that, you know, we chartered accountants are often stuck in a particular career phase. So how to achieve the career progression? So what I have done here, I have formulated the core functions, and this is applicable to those who are into the industry. Core function, and then great to have. So you can say must have and great to have. So let's say normally chartered accountants are not accountant and senior accountant, but if you are, let's say, a finance manager, then you are expected to know the functions of accountant as well as senior accountant. It goes without saying. Preparing financials, budget, year-end audit, external audit, implementing SOP, taxation compliance. These are all the functions which is must-have functions for you, right? But let's say after 5 years, you want to be a CFO of the company. It's quite possible. What you should do. And nobody will give you the work of CFO just because you are a finance manager. At the same time, probably you can have an eye of the function, which is a great to have, which probably your boss, or in India, what we call super boss, he may be doing. So you can probably have a look at the functions, which is not compulsory for your day-to-day job, but you have to acquire the knowledge and skill set probably in a theoretical manner by certificate course. So these are the functions which is a great to have, so that you can eye a career progression in a much seamless manner and in a quicker manner also. So let's say if you're a finance director, then your job is formulating the SOP. Implementing the SOP is the job of finance manager, correct? So if you're a finance director with, let's say, 15 or 20 years of experience, then probably you can look at some of the functions like valuation, acquire some more deeper sectoral knowledge, performance management, formulating and implementing KPIs, which you may not be doing on a day-to-day basis, right? But if you have some knowledge of it, it's easier for you to be a CFO or to be at the top post. So this is just a quick success tips from my own experience, and I have seen this is very successful even to my teammates who are junior to me elsewhere. Like I used to share with them, I used to train them, I used to mentor them, and I used to guide them. You know, that without any kind of interest, because, and then I left the corporation, but they still remember me in this way. So when they were accountant, they were doing this job. I used to train them and, and mentor them, impart the knowledge and necessary skills and training to acquire knowledge in some advanced functions. And that's how they achieve the career progression. That's how basically we sow a seed without any expectation. It's very important for us also. And it will give some job satisfaction to us also, isn't it? Otherwise, what is the purpose of our education? If we can't mentor someone, if we can't impart the knowledge and skill set in a selfless manner, then probably our education lacks the purpose. That's what I always believe. Very beautiful quote, a lifetime quote, I would say, a very famous one also. It's not the strongest species that survive, nor the most intelligent, but the one which is most responsive to the changes. In the era when we talk of upskilling and reskilling, when we talk of constantly adapting new technology, new skill set in every sphere, not only in technology, but in every sphere, enhancing our knowledge. And friends, ours is, I firmly believe that ours is the knowledge-based profession. Yeah. So it's very important for us to acquire the knowledge, to be constantly abreast of the latest development, to upskill ourselves, and then success is all ours. But now this is a requirement not only to thrive, but to survive also. So it's very important to be responsive to change. If we read and implement this quote, I would say, must read for us before hitting our desk every morning. Yeah. So this is final quiz time, and I've covered a lot of questions. So ICAI, now this is my third and last question. ICAI is the only and first institute to develop some literature in some particular area. Do we know which area it is? No, it's not AS. It's very.
Can I answer?
Sir, you are very knowledgeable. I think you would have done also. It's not research also. No. Sorry, Virag bhai. Okay, question again. ICAI, and it's last year under the leadership of Atul Gupta, sir, let me tell you very frankly, is the world's only and first institute so far to develop the literature in one particular area. So which is this area? It happened last year only. Okay, AKF is saying forensic. Many others are saying forensic. Yeah, so no, it's not COVID guidelines, sir.
Forensic, yeah.
Yeah, it is a forensic accounting and investigation standard. That is the name of the
forensic accounting standard.
Correct. So forensic accounting. Mayur Panchal has rightly answered. So you can note down their name. I think, yeah.
So all the three winners would like to request to be in touch with us. So we'll do something. I don't know what to do at present, but we'll acknowledge your efforts. Yes, surely.
Yeah. Thank you, Virag bhai, for accepting this. I always do in my every presentation to engage the audience to do something. Unfortunately, we are in different countries. Otherwise, I could have done it. So thank you for that. Okay, so this was my session was all about. Now let me have a look at the chat box and then we will conclude it. Yeah. Okay, we are running. Virag bhai, with your permission, can I go ahead for 2 minutes?
Sure, sir. No problem, sir.
Prachita has asked a very important question. Sorry, Prachita, I missed before. Talk more about the sustainable green finance and ESG, where we can learn about this. Certificate course and the study material has been developed in an excellent manner by ICAI on this particular aspect. There is a UN standard pertaining to this, and there is a UN development goal 2030 is there in this particular area. So I would like to I would request you to refer the ICAI website. Ample material is available on sustainability reporting standard. We are shortly having the session also on this in our on Doha chapter. But you can tell, yeah. Then Jibin Thomas has asked, could you elaborate NARIC UK RQ7 said by Atul sir? Yes. So NARIC is a very tongue twisting name, I would say. 1 minute, sir. Okay, NARIC is a UK agency. Okay, and the full form of NARIC is that National Academic Recognition Information Center. So this particular agency based in UK, they evaluate the scheme of the education and training. They evaluate the whole subject matter of all the global institute, and then they benchmark it. So 2 years back, NARIC has announced that CA is equivalent to the level 7 degree as per their standard in UK. So almost like master degree standard. And they also said that CA Inter is of RFQ or RQS 6 level. So 6 is the mark they've given to intermediate those who pass Inter, and to 7 is for the final. Yeah, Jibin, you are welcome. I'll post my. Thank you, Dheeraj sir. You've been a brotherly figure for me, and I learned from you. Friends, you have been very generous in showering the appreciation. A lot of WhatsApp message came to those who know me. If you have any disagreement, if you have your own perspective also, it's very important for me also to know. I have always left the session with little more enlightenment and little more enriched, in every manner. So if you have some kind of thing, yeah, how to contact you, no problem. I am in this word only, don't worry. But yeah, so I am typing my mobile number here and my email ID. This is my cell number and my email ID is this. You can note down. It's for everyone. Virag Bhai also has my all the contact detail. So and we have. I am serving the chair as the chairperson of Doha chapter of ICAI. You can browse our website also. All the details are there of mine as well as my colleagues in all the committee. Any other question? If I see, I'm thankful to my colleagues in the EXCOM who are there. Sain Charan, yeah. What are the most reliable source to grab opportunities in Gulf side other than through job site, as they may not reliable as always? Are there any official support service for this kind of purposes? You are requested to get in touch with committee, they call it CMINB, Committee of Members in Industry and Business. So they conduct the career ascent program. They also conduct the regular I would say the education development program nowadays is going on to upskill yourselves. There are also virtual career fair also going for those who are in Gulf and elsewhere also. So there is a little challenge because of this COVID, but yes, there is a support by them also. But I am telling you, if you have a right kind of references and right kind of qualification skills, there is no problem. Even the only thing is that in job site, they are not unreliable. Please don't think so. I got my opportunity through job sites only. Nobody referred me anywhere or for, I need not to give my CV to anybody for recommendation or reference and all. Although the importance of the same cannot be undermined, I'm ready to help people. But what I'm telling you is that if you have right kind of skill set, experience and credentials, believe me, they always say, no, there is always room on the top. You should always eye on the top. So sky is the limit for chartered accountants, those who are aware of the challenges and okay, I think I have answered all the questions now. If somebody has any specific question, we can have only 2, and you can request to unmute yourself and answer.
Nirlep sir, just this side. I have one question. Do you have any suggestions for the younger CA firms on ways to connect with the overseas firms, let's say in UAE or Europe or anywhere else, and with the objective of doing the networking and procuring the outsource assignments? I mean, what should be the approach by which, what are the ways and what are the portals through which they can connect with each other?
Yeah, see, now this is a good question. Okay. So CA, there are a couple of ways here. Okay, first of all, other than Big Four, you can always get in touch with some of the, I would say, second tier firm. Okay, as I always say, Grant Thornton is there, then Creston is there, and in UAE there is also a firm called this Morrison and Manning is there. So these are also the international firm, but they are not Big Four. So first thing is to get in touch with them. Okay, have some assignment through them. Second thing is also that, especially in UAE and where there are more practicing chartered accountant in UAE, yeah, in UAE only, and probably somewhere in Singapore where Sanjay Bhai can say. But in those countries, you can also get in touch with the local chapters leadership, who can share the context, who can connect you with the practicing chartered accountant in UAE. So probably then you can have the assignment from them, then you can collaborate with them, then you can network with them and tap the opportunities. So these are 2-3 ways, reliable ways, I would say, through which you can connect with them. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. That was really insightful.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, would like to request all host, co-host to come on screen, and all others who can switch on their video, so they can also come on screen.
Yeah, I will also, again, if somebody has missed, type my contact detail, and then now I think, Virag Bhai, you can take the charge for the.
Yes, sir. So thank you, sir, for your wonderful session, and you have got all the question as well. So it was a very wonderful and very interactive webinar. I can say, sir. It's above the average, and we have a live on LinkedIn, Twitter, and people have watched there also, and there are so many comments also. You can also check later on. We have a YouTube also. There are so many viewers watching live on YouTube as well. So it is a really wonderful session, sir.
Okay.
Before I conclude, or we can conclude, would like to request any host or co-host would like to say anything. We have Anirudh Bhai Tiwari, who is a very active member of our profession. Alok Bhai Sethi, who is from Ajmer. Anshul Gupta ji and many others. We have a Vijay Kumar ji from South, from Hyderabad. He has a fantastic network of finance professional. So if anybody want to ask something or have to say something about the session or about Nirlep Bhai, they can unmute themselves as well.
Yeah, with just 1 minute I will take, because it's my duty, Virag Bhai, to thank you. Because of your medium, I'm able to connect with 200 people or now 100 people, so really that's a great. I'm also thankful to each and everyone who has listened me attentively. Thank you very much. It's not easy on a virtual platform. Then I am also thankful to everyone who have asked the very relevant queries. I learned personally from all the queries also. And bigger thank yous to my ExCom friends who are there. And of course, the vice chair of the Singapore chapter and my good friend Sanjay Bhai and Dheeraj Bhai and all. So it's my duty to pay gratitude to each one of you. Yes, now I will not speak. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Nirlep Bhai. So can we start from Dheeraj, sir?
Sir, I must say it was wonderful session, and even I was watching it on YouTube as well. So it was really wonderful, and I must say that the beauty of this session was a very good batsman. Nirlep sir was playing in the crease, and another good batsman, Sanjay sir, he was sitting in the pavilion. So he was ready there. It was really excellent session when Sanjay sir is listening the entire session. That means this is the quality of Nirlep sir, because both of them are gem of our profession. And I always love to hear from Nirlep sir, and it's a fortune for me that I am connected to him. Even when I was chairman of Gurgaon branch, and always I got support from his side. And he's a very good professional and very supportive person as well. So I would like to clear one thing about himself and about Sanjay sir. Both of these people are very much supportive and always guiding to everyone. All the participants who are attending the session till now, or the people who will watch this video again on the YouTube, so they must know that the knowledge is a different thing and nature is the another thing. So these people have the beauty of their nature as well. Salute to you, Nirlep sir.
No, sir, it's a glad that despite all the barriers, thanks to the technology that we all have joined, it's always good to interact with you and Sanjay ji and everyone, Dheeraj Bhai, and you are very gracious enough to give his remarks. Thank you, sir. Yeah.
Sir, we are talking about the change, and you also are telling about technology. So, would like to tell that we have taken decision after 5:40 or 5:35, and despite of that, also we have so many attendees on Zoom as well. So, changing platform also. We thank you all our participants on Zoom as well as all our platform, and we have ongoing session also on GoToWebinar as well, and there also around 100 participants are there, so they are also taken the benefit of that. So our special thanks to all the participants as well. So would like now request Vijay Kumar ji from Hyderabad, if you would like to say, Vijay ji. Sir, please unmute yourself.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much, Virag Bhai, for giving this opportunity. I thank you, Mr. Nirlep and Sanjay Bhai, for sparing your valuable time and giving so many valuable suggestions to all of us. So I got a lot of value addition through this session, because since I'm into this job consultancy firm, Udyoga Seva consultancy firm. So many requests I'll receive from so many members, CA members across the India and the globe. So it is a very valuable session, so that I can guide them through your valuable inputs. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Vijay ji. Anirudh Tiwari ji would like to say something, concluding remarks.
So first of all, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to interact with all of you, and I would say the members from all across the globe who are presented here. And since very start, I'm here and observing a lot of things, the question being asked during the session and the presentation being made by Nirlep Bhaiji. It was really fantastic, fantabulous. Everybody has very well delivered, and thanks to Nirlep ji, he has very broadly covered each and everything, which actually a newly qualified chartered accountant, even experienced chartered accountant, is looking for the opportunity. He has very well covered each and everything in his deliberation. So thank you so much, Nirlep ji, for a broad coverage.
My pleasure, and I look forward to further interactions.
And from the start, Singhvi ji has very well presented his thought, and then Atul sir has also delivered. I just want to add one thing. In the coming days, if you see, earlier there was a IFRS and India's implementation, which has given a very wonderful opportunity for the younger chartered accountant who actually came to learn, who actually want to grow up in the market and in the practice, in the MNCs, in the globe, I must say. So likewise, you and all the professionals will get a wonderful opportunity like that in the name of ESG reporting. The environmental, social, and governance, ESG reporting. Earlier, the GRI reporting is there. Then recently, MCA has notified 1,000 companies. BSE has notified 1,000 companies for this reporting. So if you are looking for something change, something non-traditional practice, then you can look out here and you will get the wonderful opportunity to grow your practice, your knowledge and experience in the field. So thank you so much, Virag ji. It was very great interaction and very insightful session. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Neeraj bhai has already asked the question. Neeraj, would you like to add something, or if you want to say something?
Virag bhai, first of all, I would like to thank you to provide all of us the opportunity to share platform with veterans of our industry, like Nirlep bhai, Sanjay bhai, and all the other hosts. So thanks a lot for providing this opportunity. And thank you to Nirlep bhai and all the speakers. I think the session has been really insightful, and a lot of new ideas and insights were discovered during this session, which I am sure will be helpful to all the participants and attendees who have attended this session. Thanks a lot. That was a really great session to attend.
Thank you, Neeraj bhai. We have a C. Alok Sethi ji from Ajmer, and he has requested 200 plus students also to attend this session. Would like to request Alok bhai to say a few words as a concluding remarks. Alok bhai.
Yeah. Viragji, thanks a lot for inviting me to this wonderful webinar. And you have been very inspirational since you keep on conducting you're conducting these seminars from last 1 year since the lockdown. And I would like to extend my thanks to Nirlep ji also. He has covered this entire things which are required for this global opportunity. So I had invited my students to attend this, and I am getting many messages that it was a very nice, insightful session. And definitely, Indians, one thing that you said, sir, that we should uh, present ourselves as a brand ambassador of India. So that is how chartered accountants of India are looked at, because of the skill set and the quality of education that we get through the course. So I must say that chartered accountancy is a profession which is exciting one, a recession proof, and provides good job security even the tough times of COVID that we are all facing. So, sir,
Absolutely,
it
very
is
well
a time to move from local to global, and definitely you have given a very good insight about how one can prepare for it. And I would like to give one message to all the participants and all the viewers that during your articles only, you should start working on this. Like one should start learning a foreign language and doing additional degrees, because the times to come, it will be all global. So it was a
Yeah.
wonderful session, Virag bhai, and thanks for all the participants and very insightful session. Thank you.
Thank you, Alok sir, not only to acknowledge my thoughts, but to invite your students also. And I'm
Thank you, sir.
always there to share whatever little I know with any one of you. I'm not only, I mean, Virag bhai is always there now, you are, but you and any, for any cause of the profession or guidance you need, I'm available anytime.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. And now I would like to request Sanjay sir from Singapore chapter for his remarks.
Thank you, Viral. So very wonderful session, and Nirlep Bhatt has covered the very top points which are very relevant in today's scenario. So I would just like to add one more thing, that you need to just find one connector. There's one term I call it as a connector. So generally, you have to find one person who can connect between, who will be the connect between the two requirements. So like how in India you are doing a fantastic job, Virag, by connecting the overseas chapter people to the audience in India, so that they can gain something from us. Similarly, we can also learn something from them. Similarly, Dheeraj Bhai is there. So like you have to find some connector, like you are there, the Nirlep is there in the overseas chapter. And in Singapore, let's say I am there. So for the cause of profession, for all our ICAI members, students, we are always there to help. Please do reach out to us for any kind of guidance or any kind of help is required. We will definitely be happy to help all of you then. And very best of luck to you. We keep on doing this good sessions and all. And do let us know that if any help we can, as an overseas chapter, can do it to you, Rag. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sanjay bhai. Anshul bhai, would you like to say something? Anshul Gupta.
Yes, thank you so much, bhai. First of all, I would like to thanks for giving me such wonderful opportunity as an invitee, as a panelist, right? तो मैं इसमें सर ने बहुत अच्छे से बताया निरुपम सर ने कि हम एज अ सीए एक इंडिया में काम करते हैं, राइट? तो हमारा एक ये होता है कि हर किसी का ड्रीम होता है कि मुझे फॉरेन में काम करना है. तो आज अगर हम इंडिया के सीए हैं, जैसा कि बताया अतुल सर ने, कि इंडिया के सीए के अंदर वो पावर है जो इंडिया के बाहर जाके काम कर सकता है, और उसको जो रिकॉग्निशन मिलेगा वो बाहर के सीए से ज्यादा मिलेगा. तो ये सबसे अच्छी बात है. तो मैं यही बोलना चाहूंगा कि मैंने ये विराग भाई का वेबिनार सेकंड टाइम कनेक्ट को लिया है, अटेंड किया है. तो इसमें इन्होंने जो बताया ना कि इनका नाम है कनेक्ट इजी, राइट? तो इन्होंने इतने इजी वे में सारे डिफरेंट सिटी के लोग तरीके से, तो सबसे बड़ी बात यह है कि इतने बड़े सारे सर निरुपम सर है, बाहर से बुलाना है, इनको इनवाइट करना है, एज ए प्रेसिडेंट सर को बुलाना, तो ये बहुत बड़ी चीज है. और हम तो एक अटेंड ही है, राइट? पैनल हमारे ये सुनना इन लोगों को बहुत बड़ी फीलिंग, ब्लेस्ड वाली बात है, राइट?
So thank you, Anshul bhai, for your nice word, and would like to conclude that we have speaking about the Indian chartered accountant and as a Indians. So would like to tell that I in the morning I was listening to T.N. Manoharan sir, a past president of ICAI and also Padma Shri, उन्होंने एक बात कही कि whenever as a finance professional or as a chartered accountant, जब आप इंडिया की बैलेंस शीट बन रही हो, so where you want to see like you as a Indian citizen or as an Indian origin, where you would like to see yourself. So he himself answered that there is a two side of balance sheet, as an asset and an liability. If you want to be an asset side, be the goodwill of India. So as an asset side, if you want to be a asset, you have to be a goodwill. If you want to be on liability side, be a general reserve for the Indian government. Like they can uh, take out something and can distribute to Indian citizen. So be the brand ambassador of India wherever you are, whether in India or in outside India, wherever you are serving the Indians or as a multinational or as in serving as a client, as in practicing chartered accountant, would like to request everyone to follow this, that if you are an asset side of an Indian balance sheet, be the asset and be the goodwill of that asset side. And if you want to be a liability side, be the general reserve, so that government can take out from that general reserve and can distribute to Indian public. So that type of, you have to be a caliber of yourself, so that it can be a positivity if in all around. So with this note, we can conclude our today's session with the thank you to Mahaveer Singhvi sir in his absence at present now, for a wonderful keynote address and timely, despite of his busy schedule from his office and residence. And after that, he addressed all of us. Atul Gupta sir was busy continuously in webinar and different meetings with so many participants. Still, he has given time to us. We are very thankful to you, Atul Gupta sir, as well in his absence here. And we also very thankful to you, our today's uh, guest speaker, and today's, we can say, a main hero of our today's entire session, CA Nirlep Bhatt, Chairman Doha chapter of ICAI, for his wonderful keynote. He is very passionate about our profession. He has contributed so many ways. From I have met him in international conference virtually this year, around 4 or 5 months back, in the month of December, and since then he is contributing in, we are I mean, this year as a chairmanship, but last year also he is passionate, and from last so many years he is doing a wonderful work for the profession. Has taken a many session for India as well, and last year also taken session for one of the branch in Gujarat. So all your efforts, sir, we are very thankful to you. You are there at Doha and Qatar, and still you are thinking about India, and you are serving the and helping the Indian chartered accountant. So it's really appreciable effort by you, sir. So we are very thankful to you.
I am out of India, Sanjay bhai out of India, but India can never be out of us. Always we remember.
Yes,
exactly.
That's really great, sir.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, friends. And with this note, we are concluding. If you have missed a webinar, you can watch on our YouTube channel of Connect Easy, and also on other platform as well. We'll definitely share the presentation of Nirlep Bhai on your email ID, and also we'll put in the description of our YouTube channel as well. So we once again thank you all the panelists, all our guests, Dheeraj Bhai, Neeraj Bhai, Anshul Bhai, Anirudh Bhai, Vijay Bhai from Hyderabad, Sanjay Bhai from Singapore, everyone who is at present now not able on screen as well, Rinkesh Bhai, Vivek Bhai, everyone. So thank you once again, Shubham Bhai as well, Shubham Goelji, also one of the passionate chartered accountant. So with this note, we can conclude our today's session. Friends, we are doing more this type of seminar and webinar on knowledge sharing. So keep connecting with us. We'll share a few more. Tomorrow we have a session on stock market. We have with one of the stock market gem, Sandeep Jain ji from Jaipur. He is very famous by his name as an Jain Saab ki gem. So he will share a few recommendation, we can say, on stock market as well. So if it's your interest, you can attend that as well. It's tomorrow at 4 o'clock. So with this announcement, we can conclude. Just want to ask anything is pending, Nirlep Bhai, any announcement from your side, sir? Nirlep Bhai?
No, there is. I just have to say thank you again to everyone. There is no announcement here. Only on that one aspect of there is a once historic development has taken place, as you read in some Indian medias also, and that's
Yes, sir.
that's the next big thing, or I would say the biggest thing ever happened to Qatar, and especially to Qatar, is that Union Cabinet of India, chaired by Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, has approved the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding between ICAI and Qatar Financial Center Authority. QFCA is one of the most advanced regulators of financial services in the region. Then there are some others also in Singapore, Canada, they are also, but at least in the Middle East region, they are considered among the advanced ones. And the whole idea is to increase the opportunities for Indian professionals and Indian entrepreneurs in Qatar, and to also to raise awareness about Qatar Financial Center Authority in India as well. So chapter has also will have to play a big role, and we all have to toil really hard to make it success, because the objectives of MOU and everything are I would say much visionary MOU, thanks to the leadership of both the countries. And I'm sure that it's coming year, it will add a lot of values, increase the plethora of opportunities for Indians, those who are aspiring to set up into Qatar. And likewise, but as I have always been saying, it's yet not signed, so I can't, as a protocol, I can't disclose the whole matter. But only thing I would say that the whole process of this began in October 2019, and then it's a very, very strategic step. So we all have to take care of a lot of things. But then COVID came. But despite the COVID, the tremendous faith of the authorities over here was intact in the growth of India. So that's the, I would say, the most satisfactory part for me as an Indian. That despite COVID, the India story, growth of India, is still intact. Sometimes we read some contrary news in the media, but that's a whole different topic. So that's a good thing.
So all the best wishes, Nirlep Bhai, for your this new MOU between India and the Qatar Financial Service, between ICAI and the Qatar Financial Service, which is happening with your hand as you are a chairman for this year. So all the best wishes. Once it is signed in the month of, once it is signed officially with the both the authorities, maybe in the month of June or July, whenever it will be done, with the all the setup and all the what we can say MOU ceremony kind of thing officially, then we will take more details from you. We will invite you one more time, and we will listen you one more again, and we'll invite more attendees that time as well. And it's a pleasure to listen you, sir, whenever we listen to you, sir. So
thank you.
Also, Dheeraj bhai also acknowledged that in the initial remarks as well. So all the best wishes for this MOU as well, sir.
Thank you.
It's great effort by entire team, and you are the now key person for this signing of this MOU as an chairman of Doha.
All credit goes to our both the governments with all sincerity, and the leadership of QFC and ICAI. We have to do our own part in humble manner. Yeah, thank you.
So thank you, sir, for this your remarks on this, and you have highlighted us this about this happening and updates that MOU is signed with the PM Modi cabinet, and officially it will announce soon, maybe in June or July, and have a more opportunities for finance professional, particularly chartered accountant as well. So thank you so much. Otherwise, we missed that point. Thank you for reminding. And with this, we are concluding our today's session. Thank you so much, all the participants. Thank you all again. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.